And
enough.
What?
And let me say this also.
Sir?
Let me say this also.
What?
And let me say this also.
Sir?
Let me say this also. Micca stayed in pocket. She followed my lead. She stayed. She ain't do none of that. She ain't trip. She just said, "Yo, I'm rolling with you," and that's the end of the conversation. She ain't say one word. She just kept it moving. That's how women are supposed to move. They're not supposed to do all of the extra, all of that. You follow the lead of the person that you're with.
That's a fact.
You don't say nothing. You don't get out of pocket. You don't do none of that.
You jump in the middle.
Move with the person that you move with. That's it.
Man, this internet stuff is crazy. So now the situation with Anton Daniels and Micca just took a weird, strange, and crazy turn. Because there was a lot of things that we were speculating, but some stuff came out that we didn't know. Now we're getting to a place where we're finding out that Anton and Micca was in the same hotel room. And they were so brazen and so stupid that they went on a live where Anton was in the hotel room. You could tell that they was inebriated. They was drinking. Anton was on one. He was talking his trash. He was showing off. And she always says that he's a different person on camera than he is in real life. But my question is, you're out of town with this guy, right? And he's in either you're in his room or he's in your room and he's brushing his teeth. He got clothes on the bed, right? And mind you, both of you are married. You're conservatives. Like you this whole thing is crazy. So when she did that interview on Perspective, remember, the interviewer asked her, did Anton ever meet your husband? And she said no. And he was really grilling her on that. But so now you in a hotel room all the way across the country, inebriated on a late night in a hotel room with another man. And he's never met your husband. But let's go back and revisit that.
But two married people shouldn't be sitting together without their spouses.
No. Now, see, and here we are again with you going back to something that's not, because you are essentially saying that I cannot do any business dealings with somebody that is in business because that person is married.
No, what I'm saying is somebody who's never met your husband.
Because if I go out with you or anybody
and
else,
I met your husband.
Okay, but
the former host has met your husband.
We've already talked about that.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying, because you don't know when you're looking at that picture. You don't know if he met him or not.
I know he hasn't met your husband. When I looked at that picture, and maybe because I have inside knowledge.
Yeah, that's why. So my point is, you don't know.
But I don't have to know that's inappropriate. Let me say this. And maybe you just don't see it. You can't see how this could be construed.
That's not what I said.
We just talked. Okay, so do you see this as being inappropriate?
We just talked about what it can look like imagery-wise.
So let me ask you, forget the imagery. Is this inappropriate to you?
From my perspective, it wasn't, because that's not what I was doing. But I told you, I can understand why people might have thought that.
Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No.
Any?
Hold on. No.
So she was doing this video real standoffish, right? But as you can see in the clip, in the video, she's talking on Anton Daniels' platform, but he's walking around brushing his teeth behind her. Now, mind you, I don't know if the husband would approve of this. And I don't know if she would approve of her husband being out of town with other women in the hotel room with him. But she's in the hotel room, and that's what I'm saying about marriage, especially in today's time, right? You know, this social media stuff, and even without social media, it's hard to trust anybody because you never know what somebody's doing, right? You know, if you're not evenly yoked, if y'all not best friends, and even when you best friends, like, people willing to do any damn thing, right? Anything, especially with social media, right? They come on here. You could be the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. You could be anything you want to be on social media as long as you look good enough, you're charismatic enough, and you can talk good enough to draw a crowd to you, right? People don't respect the sanctity of marriage anymore. Like, them days is over with. It's all about what you can do, and sometimes even when you do, that's still not even enough for a person. That's just what it is. We're in a day and time of selfishness, right? and there's no more shame, and people don't care, right? I mean, it's to the point where, mind you, these supposed to be conservatives. She's been celebrated and laughed when she come onto the platform with her hair looking crazy, where they know that she was in the room with another man.
I'm not assuming she broke.
Hey, look like you. What is your hair doing, Micca? You look like you just.
What's up, girl?
Y'all did this nice.
They said you had the Glock out, bro. That's what the street saying.
You on mute, Micca.
You on mute, Micca.
That's what the street saying. They said you was the shooter, bro.
I was the what?
You was the shooter. Man, I'm just letting you know what the streets saying. I'm out here in the LA streets right now.
You shot the sheriff, Micca.
Yeah, they were like, man, Micca was the shooter, cuz.
Joshua,
No, man, I just came upstairs.
Joshua,
No, man, I just came upstairs.
Joshua,
No, man, I just came upstairs.
So these people on there celebrating this stuff, and they thinking that it's funny. But this is what I'm saying about this social media stuff. And even in real life, why I get to a place and I don't take a lot of stuff serious, because nobody's really committed to nothing. People are committed to what they want to be committed to, right? And these are the things that I've told you guys about 2030 Agenda and how they conditioning you to not want to be part of families no more, right? You don't understand that a lot of you out there becoming digital babies. You don't care nothing about family values and none of that stuff no more. All that stuff is eroding away. And it's been happening like this for a long time. And now social media is making it worse. I mean, think about it. Look at what I'm showing you. These are two married people. They don't even have the shame of trying to cover it up. They don't care, right? Why would you play in character when you're married to an audience of strangers trying to look cool, right? Why would you do that? Why would you say that you're under the covering of somebody that's not your husband? Right? What are we talking about here? What is this stuff turned into? But this is what I'm saying. But this is a reflection of what goes on outside, at the job, at the gym, right? Wherever, right? This is what people are doing nowadays. There ain't nobody loyal. Nobody's loyal. And even, man, listen, and even when you think you're loyal, if you have ideas of being with somebody else and not treating your spouse right, you're cheating. This whole thing is wild, man. But look, it gets worse.
As Anton's representation,
Thank you.
we want to say that we went to the 5150 program to have an educated conversation. The conversation took a left turn, and we decided to use our judgment and
Enough.
what?
And let me say this also.
Sir?
Let me say this also.
What?
And let me say this also.
Sir?
Let me say this also. Micca stayed in pocket. She followed my lead. She ain't do none of that. She ain't trip. She just said, yo, I'm rolling with you, and that's the end of the conversation. She ain't say one word. She just kept it moving. That's how women are supposed to move. They're not supposed to do all of the extra, all of that. You follow the lead of the person that you're with.
That's a fact.
You don't say nothing. You don't get out of pocket. You don't do none of that.
You jump in the middle.
Move with the person that you move with. That's it.
But remember, she said there was nothing going on when she was pressed by the interviewer about that picture she took where she was leaning up on Anton. Now, mind you, they was dealing with each other for over a year, right? He never met her husband, but she in a hotel room across the country on a late night, inebriated with another man. Come on, man. And you think he ain't torpedoed them cheeks? Yeah, right. Man, but remember this?
I was flabbergasted by this picture.
Okay, tell me why.
Because there's no way my wife would be physically touching, leaning on a married man, leaning on a single man, leaning on another man in a way that suggests I'm feeling you, I like you. This is really some sort of.
Why do you think that says I'm feeling you?
Even if it doesn't say I'm feeling you, I don't want my
saying,
wife.
Why do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that suggests that I'm feeling you? Because
okay, let's
hold on.
omit.
Hold on. The reason why I'm asking you.
Okay.
The reason why I'm asking you is I have tons of pictures of our former co-hosts.
Yep.
With the same lean, everything.
But here's the difference.
Hold on.
Yes.
And that person is also a male. All right. And we have a working relationship, and it's the same exact type of picture.
But here's the disrespect. Here's the disrespect. This is a married man that you are physically leaning into.
I'm not leaning into.
That to me,
I'm not leaning into.
to me, and
There's space there.
here's my perspective of it. There's a gap between it, but I'm looking at how you have a smile on your face. This is just my perspective. Your eyes look seductive. Just my perspective. And your arm is relaxed on his upper shoulder.
Correct.
And I would never imagine a married woman leaning on a business male partner that way. That to me is inappropriate. That's if you were my wife, I would have a serious problem. My problem would be so serious, you would have to probably extinguish your contract with him.
So if everybody thinking that crap, if everybody thinking about that interview right there, that's before we saw the pictures, the video of her being in a hotel room with this dude. So if you got a problem with just the picture, what do you think gonna happen when he see that she was in a hotel room with the guy? So she's on the phone with her husband. Yeah, we doing business, whatever, or whatever. But then he get to see that she didn't have a separate hotel room separate from him, right? And then on top of that, this dude talking real greasy, talking about a woman following his lead and she up under his lead. After he said any woman that's with him, there's a potential they're gonna have sex. He said this, right? But then he's online talking to his audience, talking like this.
Why I think Corey is a bro. Let me tell you why I really think he. Let me tell you why I really think he. Let me tell you why I really think he. It wasn't because of the confrontation. It wasn't because of none of that. It's because that nigga tried the dirty Mac at the end. He tried the dirty Mac and tried to, you know what I'm saying? The nigga know I'm married. Nigga know I got shit going on. Luckily for me, I do what the fuck I want to do and I don't worry about that shit because I got control over my situation. But what if my chick wasn't familiar with the fact that I got a chick out here with me? That I got a chick out here with me. That I got a chick out here with me. You know what I'm saying? She just so happened to be a person that signed to me. So the whole reason why I brought her there was to also mention her and get visibility for her so I can continue to try to blow up her platform. But Corey knew that. See, Corey tried to throw salt in the game afterwards and tried to, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to like do some dirty. I don't like that. These niggas keep talking about how real they are. They keep talking about all of that type. I would never do that type. I would never try to ruin a nigga relationship. Now, he can't ruin my relationship because, again, I'm doing whatever it is that I do and I don't have no secrets. The fact of the matter is, that's the lamest is try to throw you under the bus, trying to expose you when a nigga get mad and that ain't even got nothing to do with the conversation. Nigga corny. That's some corny. You losing an argument or you feeling some type of way and then you try to do some dirty macking type. Y'all better watch these niggas that y'all looking up to. These niggas ain't OGs. These niggas is not real. They not OGs. You can look up in their eye and tell that these niggas is not real. They don't even move like real niggas. Real niggas don't do no that. Ever. They never do no junk like that, bro. Shout out to Corey, bro.
If you guys listen closely, you can hear the door, the lock on the door opening up, either opening up or closing. You can hear it. Clack, clack, clack. And you can also hear her scraping something. You can hear her in the background, right? So she's in the room. Keep it all the way real with you, man. Well, you know, when you see stuff like this, especially online and outside, you got a lot of people today that don't want to be married because they see stuff like this. And a lot of people say, man, I might as well just stay single. Because married people live in a single life, right? And you see this kind of stuff and it's a shame. You know, it's a shame. But I tell you young people out there that's watching Uncle George, don't build your life around the stuff you see other people do. You go out and you make your own life and you create your own realities for you. Don't watch what Micca's doing or other people's doing, even me or anybody. You go out and you forge the reality that you want for yourself. Man, find you a man or find you a woman and y'all go create a family together, man. You go the opposite way of what the world is showing you, because the world is presenting to you death. The world is presenting to you destruction, separation, wrongdoing, right? And you got to go the opposite way of that, because the world could be outside, and the world could be very, very intoxicating. You want to be a part. You want to be a part of what you think is decent until accountability show up. You want to be a part of it. Has a way of drawing you in and making you want to be a part of it. But you got to separate yourself from that, right? Greater is he that is in me that is in the world, right? Watch me, don't watch the world. Because the world's going to bring you down, man. You go out into the world and you operate in it, you experience it, but then you go back home, right? Stay away from this kind of stuff. And I'm telling you now, when you're looking, you're going to see married people, unmarried people. You're going to see a whole bunch of people portraying themselves to be something that they're not. And a lot of people are living lies. But don't base your life around the things you see other people do. Get away from those people and go forward your own reality. So that's my message to you young people from Uncle George, Bishop George. Stay away from that, because these people portray themselves to be these Christian conservatives. And this is not behaviors of a Christian conservative, right? And remember, I told you, online, you could be the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. That don't mean that you are who you say you are. All right? So remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.